Why do you hate your sibling? When our father died, my older brother Marcus stepped up and became the male figure in my life that I needed. At first, he was my hero, charismatic and confident, always smiling in that warm, carefree way. Whenever our mom came home exhausted from her second job, he was the one to make us dinner and tell jokes at the kitchen table until we laughed. Back then, he seemed like he could fix anything, but by the time he hit 16, things changed. It was small stuff at first. 20s disappearing from mom's purse, cigarette butts on the kitchen counter. Whenever mom confronted him, he'd cry big, messy tears, promising he'd never do it again. I believed him every single time. Mom would sigh and say she hoped so, but her voice got quieter each time. Pretty soon, she stopped confronting him altogether. In our 20s, the pattern was so clear it hurt. Marcus would only call when he hit rock bottom. Sometimes it was a frantic plea from a police station. Other times, it was a desperate cry from outside his landlord's apartment, begging me to wire money so he could avoid eviction. Each call left me shaking, but I always picked up. Because no matter how bad Marcus got, he was still my brother. And each time, when he promised me he'd change, I let myself believe him again. Meanwhile, I poured my energy into social work, helping kids whose families couldn't care for them. Work gave me purpose, even though my personal life took a backseat. I skipped dates, passed on vacations, and kept delaying plans to buy my own home, because every extra dollar ended up bailing Marcus out again. Then I met Mia. She was 7 and shy, with huge eyes that looked like they'd seen too much already. Mia's foster placement had fallen through, and she clung to me whenever I visited, like I was her last hope. Soon, I realized I was ready to adopt. I spent months saving up for a down payment, working late shifts, and even selling some of my things. It was finally my turn to be happy. That's exactly when Marcus showed up again, desperate and pale, telling me he owed money to some dangerous guys. He was practically shaking as he begged, saying they'd unalive him if he didn't pay. My stomach twisted. Marcus knew about Mia, but what choice did I have? He was my brother. I handed over my savings. A week later, I found out Marcus never had debts to dangerous guys. He used money to gamble and go on a Dubai trip with his girlfriend. The adoption agency called shortly after, gently telling me Mia would have to be placed elsewhere because I no longer had adequate housing. I broke down, sobbing until my chest hurt. When Marcus texted me later, asking for more money because family comes first, something inside me snapped. "You're not my family," I told him. "You're a parasite." I blocked Marcus's number that night and told our mom I wouldn't discuss him again. It hurt, but for the first time in years, I felt free. 2 years later, things finally felt steady. I bought a modest house and was fostering Tyler, a quiet 15-year-old who trusted almost no one, but started opening up around me. But then Marcus called out of nowhere, his voice weak and strained, begging to meet. When I saw him, he was skinny and jaundiced, clutching medical paperwork confirming liver disease. He cried in front of me, saying how sorry he was. He claimed losing me had finally woken him up. My chest tightened. Part of me desperately wanted to walk away, but I couldn't shake the guilt. After my doctor friend confirmed Marcus's diagnosis looked legit, I cautiously let Marcus back into my life, making it clear I'd never bail him out again. For months, Marcus was the brother I missed. He went to support groups, got a steady job, and even bonded with Tyler. Watching Marcus make Tyler smile made my heart swell with hope. Maybe, just maybe, he really had changed. But that hope shattered one afternoon when I got home early. Marcus and Tyler were gone. Nothing seemed off at first, until Tyler texted me, "Please help." Panic instantly shot through me. I called, but Tyler didn't answer his phone. I grabbed my phone, tracked his whereabouts, and sped to the rundown abandoned apartment building in a rough neighborhood his location showed. When I burst into the room, Tyler was staring at me, eyes wide with fear, a backpack stuffed with substances at his feet. Marcus stood there, smiling coldly, perfectly healthy. "Did you seriously fall for the liver disease thing?" He laughed at me. "You're still the same gullible little sister? This kid made the perfect mule who'd check a scared teenager?" Tyler looked so scared his legs were literally shaking. I asked Marcus to give me Tyler, but he blocked the doorway, shrugging casually. I should have been scared at that moment, and I was, but I wasn't worried. Police were on their way. I had called them before leaving the house as soon as Tyler texted me. I told this to Marcus, and his face just dropped. He started screaming, yelling, and as he was, sirens started sounding in the distance. I couldn't tell you what happened next, but the full story is on my channel and linked below.